for the first time since she entered that house. The maid thought things were finally getting better. And honestly, that was the most dangerous mistake she could have made. Because when Mama suddenly became kind, it usually meant trouble was coming. Big trouble. That Saturday afternoon felt strangely peaceful. The sun was warm. The street outside the compound was calm. And for the first time in weeks, the maid was smiling freely. She stood outside the gate talking to her boyfriend, enjoying the precious few hours of freedom she had been given. 5 hours. That was all she got every Saturday. 5 short hours away from Mama. And to her, it felt like paradise. The young man standing beside her couldn't stop smiling. He had spent months begging her to quit the job. Months listening to her complain about sleepless nights, emotional stress, and Mama's impossible behavior. But somehow, she had still stayed. Then suddenly, a voice appeared behind them. "Hello, sweetheart." Both of them turned immediately, and the smile on the maid's face disappeared instantly. Mama, standing right behind them, watching, smiling, the maid's heart nearly stopped. It's Mama, but the old woman acted completely normal. "What are you both doing outside?" she asked warmly. "Why did you bring your friend inside?" The maid quickly tried pushing the boy away. He was just leaving. But Mama had already noticed everything. The nervousness, the panic, the hidden relationship, and the old woman's eyes sparkled with quiet calculation. "My dear," she said sweetly to the young man, "come inside and have some juice." The boy looked surprised, then smiled politely. "I'd love to, Ma." The maid stared at him like he had just signed his own death sentence. As they walked inside together, fear slowly tightened inside her chest. Because she knew one thing very well. Mama never did anything without a reason. Never. Inside the house, Mama treated the boy like a special guest. She personally offered him a seat, asked him questions, smiled warmly. Even the maid herself became confused. Was this the same woman who hid under beds and chased maids away? The same woman who once fought over a phone? Mama suddenly turned toward the maid. "Sit with your guest," she said gently. "Let me serve the juice myself today." The maid blinked in disbelief. "It's Mama. I said sit down." The girl obeyed slowly. Still suspicious. Still confused. Still waiting for the real Mama to appear. Meanwhile, inside the kitchen, Mama quietly prepared the drinks. But her expression had completely changed. Cold, focused, dangerously calm. Then slowly, she glanced toward the maid's room and smiled. Back in the sitting room, the boyfriend leaned closer. "I think she finally likes you now." The maid laughed nervously. "I'm still not fully convinced." The two of them began talking happily, while Mama listened quietly from the kitchen. The boy smiled. "At least now you can relax." The maid sighed. "You don't understand. Living here is like surviving daily war." They both laughed softly, but neither of them noticed something terrifying happening behind the scenes. Inside the maid's room, Mama was packing. Carefully, quietly, every single one of the maid's belongings was being folded into a travel bag. Clothes, shoes, everything, and the entire time. Mama smiled to herself like a woman finally solving a problem. Back at the table, the conversation continued. Mama returned carrying the tray of juice with the sweetest smile imaginable. The maid quickly rushed to collect it from her. "Mama, let me." "No," Mama said gently. "Today I want to appreciate you." The maid almost felt emotional. For a second, she actually believed the old woman had changed. Then Mama sat down and looked directly at the couple. "You two look very good together." The boyfriend smiled proudly. "Thank you, Ma. How long have you been dating?" The maid relaxed a little. Finally, a normal conversation. The boy answered happily. "I've loved her since school. She only accepted me 7 months ago." Mama nodded thoughtfully. "And you know the kind of work she does?" "Yes, Ma," he replied immediately. "That's why I respect her even more. Despite her education, she's still working hard honestly." Mama slowly stood up. "I understand." Then she smiled. "I'll leave you both to talk." The maid finally relaxed completely after Mama left the room. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Because while they laughed and flirted in the sitting room, Mama was carrying the packed bag toward the front door. The conversation between the couple slowly became playful. The boy moved closer. "You know, one day you'll stop working here." The maid laughed. "When?" "Soon." She rolled her eyes. "Your one-room apartment is not ready yet." The boy grinned. "I'm working on it." Then suddenly, the maid heard Mama's footsteps. She immediately stood up. "Mama, he's about leaving now." Mama walked in carrying the heavy bag. The maid frowned in confusion. Then her heart stopped, because she recognized the bag instantly. It's her bag, her clothes, her belongings, everything. The boy stood up slowly. "It's Mama." Then Mama dropped the bag directly in front of him and smiled. "A strong relationship cannot survive from a distance," she said calmly. The maid froze completely. "It's Mama." "That's why," Mama continued, "I'm letting her go." Silence. Heavy silence. The maid stared at her in total disbelief. "Mama, please." The old woman raised one finger immediately. The maid's eyes began filling with panic. "Mama, please, if I offended you." "Why are you begging?" Mama interrupted. "Can't your boyfriend take care of you?" The boy immediately stepped forward proudly. "Honestly, Ma, I've been asking her to leave this job." The maid turned toward him in shock. "Are you crazy?" But now the boyfriend had become emotional too. "You complain every day about suffering here. Why should you continue like this?" Mama nodded proudly beside him, like a judge approving testimony in court. "Yes," she said sweetly, "take her with you." The maid looked between both of them in horror. "To where exactly?" she snapped. The boy hesitated awkwardly. "My apartment isn't ready yet." Mama smiled. "It soon will be." The maid could barely breathe anymore. Everything was collapsing too fast. "Mama, please don't do this to me." But Mama had already won. And she knew it. The old woman dragged the bag outside herself, while the maid desperately tried stopping her. Then finally, the maid gave up. She grabbed her pride, turned toward the gate, and walked out angrily. Her boyfriend followed behind her. And just before they disappeared completely, Mama shouted after them cheerfully, There's 10,000 naira inside your bag for transport. Then the gate closed, and silence filled the compound. For about 3 seconds. Because immediately after, Mama rushed inside excitedly like a teenager who had just won the lottery. She switched on loud music, started dancing around the sitting room, laughing, celebrating, completely victorious. Another maid gone. Another battle won. But what Mama didn't realize was that her victory was about to create a much bigger problem. One that would change everything. The next morning, the mansion felt emptier than usual. Too quiet, too still, and for the first time, Mama looked lonely. She sat alone in the kitchen, speaking on the phone with Alex. "None of you want me," she complained sadly. "Kendra refuses to see me. You and Kelvin refuse to let me stay with you." Alex sighed tiredly on the other end. "Grandma, nobody is rejecting you." "I don't need maids," Mama continued emotionally. "I need family." Alex rubbed his forehead. Even over the phone, he already sounded exhausted. "Mama, please don't start this again." But Mama ignored him completely. "If only death had already taken me." "Grandma." The sharpness in Alex's voice immediately silenced her. He exhaled slowly. "Kelvin and I will come over this afternoon." Mama softened a little. "Will Kendra come too?" Alex paused. "You know she won't." The old woman looked away quietly. And for a brief second, the pain in her eyes was real. Very real. Later that afternoon, Alex and Kelvin arrived carrying food. Mama welcomed them warmly. But the peace didn't last long, because Kelvin asked the one question nobody wanted to hear. "So what happened this time?" Mama folded her arms immediately. "What do you mean?" "The maid," Kelvin replied carefully. "Why did she leave?" Mama acted offended instantly. "So now everything is automatically my fault." Alex sighed. "Mama, the girl already explained everything." The old woman looked away dramatically. "You children have already judged me." Kelvin sat beside her. "We've been trying to find new maids for you," he explained, "but agencies are beginning to reject us." Mama slowly turned toward them. "So now even strangers don't want me." Alex immediately stepped in. "That's not what he means." But Kelvin made things worse. "Honestly, until we find another maid, one of us may need to move in here temporarily." Mama's face brightened instantly. "Yes." Then both brothers froze, because they already knew what was coming. Alex turned toward Kelvin immediately. "You should do it." Kelvin nearly jumped from his seat. "No chance." "Why?" Kelvin hesitated. Sweat slowly formed on his forehead. Mama narrowed her eyes suspiciously. "What are you hiding?" Kelvin laughed nervously. And in that exact moment, everything changed. Because somewhere far away, a young woman named Suzy was about to enter their lives. And nothing would ever remain the same again.